Yeah, I just had to keep doing it. I
You
just
would have.
had.
I would. I feel like you would have cracked.
I would have. Let's see. Another hacker, Christina. Wait, is that Christina V? It is. She voiced Marinette in Miraculous Ladybug, and she plays the Black Hyperforce Ranger.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Neo Mutant voiced by Chris Guerrero. Who's Chris Guerrero? I have no idea who this is.
Tell me, tell me some of his roles. I'm interested in.
Uh, Most of these seem like roles. Um, yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I recognize.
Say one. Say one.
Oh, wait, I found one.
Oh, what is it?
Uh, Overlord, the anime. He voices Ainz Ul Gon.
I don't know. Eins will go.
Yep, Raven Freak, voiced by Lucian Dodge. Uh, let's see here. He played Amuro Ray in Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origin and Mobile Suit Gundam: Hathaway's Flash.
Huh.
He voiced Chili in Pokemon the series Black and White. He voiced Blue in Pokemon Origins and Silver in Pokemon Generations.
Huh.
Oh, he voices Shino in Iron Blooded Orphans.
That going fell apart. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be here.
What?
That golem just fell apart. I don't know if that's supposed to. That's how it's supposed to be. Bruh. I cannot wait for hacking the Alba Ranger 20 year after. I'm curious as to what they'll do with it.
Who knows? Yeah, just looking back at this series, I just it was it's nostalgic looking back at this series.
Hmm. Also,
But
actually, man, now that you remind me, uh, I actually found the Discord server for the channel that had the Hyperforce on YouTube.
oh, Like it's nostalgic, but at the same time, like looking back, um, looking back, there's a character here named Sniper Wheel, voiced by one Jontron.
I already know where that's going.
Now he said some shit a while back that was not kosher. People still seem to like him, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of people who like know better now or some shit. Um, and of course, there's also the whole thing with Alpha Shady Vox. He played such a good character, and now apparently he's a fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Separate the art from the artist, kids. Oops.
Anyway,
Alright. We're back with Final Fantasy 16 after like an hour of me rambling about a show I used to watch. Oh, what does Red want now?
it's so weird. My favorite color is, I keep meeting either meeting people on Discord or seeing or hearing about people from everyone on Discord that are named Red.
Now he's going on. He's going on and on about how, oh, this one stand in Part 5 might be a Requiem stand because it uses a stand arrow, and I'm just sitting here. No, that's not how that works.
Which band was it?
Black Sabbath.
Just hit red this. When Black Sabbath was introduced, was the name Black Sabbath Requiem?
His argument is that Popolo didn't even know. Which I'm pretty sure that's not how that works. If your stand becomes a Requiem stand, I feel like you would know.
Yeah, because before the Requiem stands properly, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Introduced?
When Polnareff had his hands on it,
Oh.
well, Silver Chariot, I mean, he for me knew, didn't he? And he had no clue what was happening.
Yeah? The argument that he doesn't know doesn't make a lick of sense because in order for a Requiem stand to happen, your stand has to be shot with the arrow. And I'm pretty sure you'd notice that.
Well, wasn't Silver Chariot just loading in?
No, he pricked himself.
Oh, no one did?
Yeah.
Oh.
I believe Polnareff did that in order to get the arrow away from Diavolo, because one thing I've learned about One thing I've learned about stands and the science of stands.
Hey guys, would have been here sooner, but Discord has the Discord.
You're just in time for my dissertation about stands.
Because of Red.
Oh dear.
Alright, so Red thinks that a character named Popolo in Part 5 has a Requiem stand because his stand, Black Sabbath, has a stand arrow and uses it to either kill people or turn them into stand users. Now, he thinks that it's a Requiem stand simply because it has the arrow. But, first of all, his argument is that Popolo just didn't know it was a Requiem stand. In order for a Requiem stand to happen, your stand has to be shot with the fucking arrow.
So in other words, there's legitimately no way it can happen by accident.
That is correct.
You have to know you're making this thing.
And the way stands work is that usually their powers reflect either the user's personality or their biggest desire at the moment they are hit with the arrow. For example, Joseph Joestar, the JoJo of Part 2, and a major character in Part 3 and a minor character in Part 4, has the stand Hermit Purple. Its ability essentially allows him to cheat by using cameras for spirit photography, allowing him to find where his enemies are. Which is in line with Joseph because he's a cheat, he's a sneak, he's a rogue.
Okay, that lines up so far.
His son, Josuke, the JoJo of Part 4, his stand Crazy Diamond can heal people because Josuke has a kind and caring heart despite looking like a delinquent. When he was a child, during the events of Part 3, he was going through a fever and was potentially on the verge of death. That's for a reason that I'm not going to go into. But a mysterious stranger, supposedly a delinquent student, had helped Josuke's mom when their car got stuck in the snow.
Implications of time travel aside, we move on.
Yes. And that moment alone inspired Josuke to be... Well, first of all, it inspired his hairstyle, and second of all, it affected him on a more psychological level, making him kind-hearted. Hence, when he gained his stand, its power is to heal people. And heal people, not himself. He cannot heal damage done to him. And I think he's pretty selfish at times, but when it comes down to it, he's selfless.
Actually, I saw this video by Hamon B. He was talking about all the times Araki quote-unquote forgot.
Mm-hmm.
He brought up the whole Josuke in that car during a snowstorm, and said there was no real evidence that it was actually Josuke pushing the car at that time. It was just another different person doing his part.
Well, that could very well be the case.
I'd say it's more than more likely than the time travel thing, because time travel can really screw up a story if you don't know how you're working with it.
And another factor that goes towards that idea being case is that Kira's power can only go as far back as when he got it.
Mm-hmm.
He can't go any further than that.
I mean, there is the possibility that when Araki was first coming up with Bites the Dust, it could originally go back further, but he decided to change it. But regardless, speaking of Bites the Dust, this also leads me... this leads me into another aspect of stands. When you're hit with the arrow when you're hit with the arrow at the moment that you need, when your biggest desire is like up front and center, because this can give you either a new stand power that helps you achieve that desire, or gives you a stand or just gives you a stand that it helps you achieve that desire. For another good example of that is Koichi and his stand Echoes, because when he was first hit with the arrow, and the arrow was pulled, it wasn't a normal stand that came out, it was an egg, because Koichi hadn't matured enough. In a sense. But once the egg hatches, he gets Echoes. And Echoes becomes like the perfect stand for him to use when faced with a situation where he's fighting someone who uses lies and deceit to get what they want. Echoes ends up becoming indispensable because it is able to take words and transfer them to people, causing whatever the words were to affect them. In the case of the con man that he was fighting, it was the sound of getting smacked. It rang in his ear so loudly that he was begging for it to stop. In the case of Koichi's mom, it was the words, "Believe in me." So, and this transfers over to Requiem stands as well, because in the two examples that we've seen, when Silver Chariot became Silver Chariot Requiem, Polnareff wanted to get the stand arrow as far away from Diavolo as possible. What happens when Silver Chariot becomes Requiem? It takes the arrow and just starts walking in one direction, with an ability that will hamper anyone that tries to get near it. And Giorno, when he gets the stand arrow, he basically needs something to stop Diavolo's time skip ability. And Gold Experience Requiem essentially becomes the rewind and later delete button for Diavolo's powers. So, Requiem stands are more based off what the user wants in the moment, rather than like what their personality is based off of. But Red here is thinking, oh no, he's a Requiem stand.
For the sake of being civil, I'll leave it at a hearty, we disagree with him and move on.
Actually, he just said, but I'll concede that my theory isn't really that good. Still begs the question where the fat ass even got an arrow. That's an easy answer. He's in the mafia. Alright, now that that's out of the way, who wants to play Final Fantasy 16?
Please, talking JoJo is not fun.
I hope this fantasy isn't final.
Screw you, little shit.
I'm getting another soda. Oh. Hello.
uh,
The fewer things that remind me of the mission we played last time, the better. Watch yesterday's stream for context, people. I dread that kind of laughter.
Someone in the cast stream servers going through the DGP server right now. Bear almost took out someone, but they got escaping.
I fucking dropped my soda.
No.
So now, pressure, like, it built up at, like, the top of the can. So, I can't open it correctly. So now I have to sip out of this can or risk something.
Or take it to the kitchen and open it over the sink.
Oh, no, I already did that. Oh. One last thing before I forget. There you go.
Bear, you almost killed Cell Otto in the DGP.
I did.
right?
Oh, by the way, Mekumon.
Yes.
First of all, what the hell is that noise?
Like people think.
I mean, I have some sort of stuff in the background, but probably not the beeping sound you're looking for. Also, what in the hell?
Yeah, he saw the voice general chat.
Yeah, I can see that working for G-Axis.
This was my favorite now. Until they come up with one for Cup, this is my favorite.
The stew's awfully full. Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Here you are.
So-and-so over here very nearly gave me
You done?
flashbacks to yesterday's mission. No thanks.
Do I want to know?
He quoted Ed.
Oh.
All I said was the Final Fantasy thing.
Look, that mission was very long, and I did a lot of screaming, and I think it's left a mark on my head. So,
Luckily, we won't have to do Super Robot Wars for at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days.
ooh.
Unless Final Fantasy decides to do its thing again.
No, if it does that, I'm fucking playing Spider-Man. I'm canceling all other streams. It's just gonna be Spider-Man.
Take that, you
Clive.
It's gonna be Spider-Man until October, and then we're getting spooky up in this bitch.
Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats. And
Well,
firmly at the helm.
I'm thinking if I play it,
And the bandits still
if I were to
too
play it
disorganized
every
to
day,
just as the good Lady Jane
like,
and Lord Underhill
minus Saturday and
intended.
Sunday,
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too.
I would probably
They're
beat
going
it
to make him the Lord of Dalamil.
not
Because of how he stopped
not
all the
necessarily
grown-ups from
quickly,
fighting.
but
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet. But if the people
I might be
wish me to
done
lead
in time
them,
for
I
October.
shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two
But
learn
either
not to
way, like
interrupt
what
your
I plan on
elders.
doing is like
Speaking of menaces,
I'm planning
there may be a
I'm
rather
playing
worrying one just over the horizon.
Marvel
Neither
Spider-Man,
indeed.
and then the City That Never Sleeps DLC,
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set,
and then
putting aside their differences and
Spider-Man
presenting a
Miles
united
Morales.
front, might have caught the
And if
bandits'
that runs
attention.
into October, I
And
will sprinkle
they
in spooky shit.
Might have elected to take a similar approach. They have formed what one could call a
That being
League
said,
of
Street Fighter
Outlaws.
Fridays may have to be put on hold
They
at some
grow more
point.
organized by the
Probably in
day.
October.
We'll fight them all off just like last time. No matter how many of them there are. Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until the only way to overcome it might be to run for the hills. Our best hope is to nip these efforts of organization in the bud by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause and ensuring that they never do. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill
Don't
might
go
be
on,
willing to
kiddo.
lend us his aid once more?
Where's this DGP thing going?
Okay, so it
Uh,
is.
actually, it's a thread under community section.
So you go to the community section, go to threads. It is Cast Ranger Desire Grand Prix.
Yeah.
If you
Mm,
if you wanna like run the thing, you'll have to scroll up a little bit.
Or you can just go to community section and take the one from there. Because Seven posted a new link.
I clicked community section and I don't see anything else.
You have to click. You have to click on threads.
I don't see threads.
Need a little hashtag? Do you see a little hashtag in the corner on the top?
Ah, there it is.
So the link that Seven posted, I had to scroll up to find it. So unless they posted a brand new one.
Yeah, it's in the community section.
Just in the community section?
No, the new link is in the community section now. It's easier to get to.
Okay, so just go back to the community section and look for Dimension Caster 7. You don't have to scroll far.
I found it.
Literally just has to scroll up one. And you'll find it.
Oh, I found it.
Not inspired by the cooperative spirit yourself, then? Very well.
Take that, you naughty thief! And
Yeah, every character is
stop it, Renz, it's dangerous.
is an OC for members of the server.
So this is Grizz. This is Soloto.
Grizz, huh? You remind me of this Bearmon I know back home. And I can just picture the cat is talking.
The cat is talking. Well, yeah. If it's this version of Grizz, well, actually, yeah, because I keep forgetting. This is Grizz. My OC is Ursa. Or in the D&D campaign, I got two bear OCs in two different things.
Clive! I just wanted to see how the town's
By
been
the way,
faring since you...
enjoy
since
this
Wignall
meme,
and
Taro.
Francesca.
You alone? They're going.
It's... but it... Speaking of... maybe it may there... I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention. And they might have
It had better
elected
be
to
good.
take a similar approach. They have formed what one could call a League of Outlaws.
I mean,
And they grow more organized by the day.
out of all these,
We'll
at
fight
least
them all off just like
at
last
least
time.
two of them are
No
good.
matter how many of them there are. Won't we, Leroy?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together...
Okay, Mika, you
we will
officially
our
done
best
something
hope
worse than
by
giving the
finding
gun to a
those
Haro.
ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause,
Ha
and ensuring
No,
that they
it won't.
never do. Perhaps,
Go.
so...
Do a crime.
How could I refuse? Victim, I have him... I'll go and...
Digimon evolution be like?
What's the difference between a log and a man? That's easy.
This planet is yours now, Megatron. I'm done defending it.
An- 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 I can just imagine,
A
like,
League of
A
Outlaws.
mere 4 hours later. That was one hell of a party.
I can just imagine, like, the spider form.
Sounds like we have some competition.
Foam. Okay, brain. The spider phone doesn't work because not in the
Still in
Geeks
Dalamil,
world,
Victor.
But
Ah,
just scrolling
Sid.
through
I thought you'd have
pictures
returned to Cosnes by now.
of every
I did.
right.
When I came back, I
He's-
developed something of a fondness.
He's
for
scrolling
Paris.
through the
Having worked
DGP
so hard to see
sponsored
it
Twitter
saved from
feed.
one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly
The
isn't
last
shy
save
about exploiting.
page.
Hence my doing his
Yeah.
bidding yet again.
You're not the only
I
one.
was just making a joke, but
That's
oh,
the
what
last
does he want
page
you
that
to
was
do?
saved before
He
he
asked for
got
my aid in
taken
putting
out of
down
his
the
world.
bandits. And he said that you might be able to help me find them.
No, it's
You've
just
come
I
at
know
just
they're
the
making
right
jokes there,
time.
but like,
I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize
well,
our
see,
forces. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can
scrolling-
safely strike at
scrolling
once.
through the last save
We
page.
must strike together, and we must strike soon at
Just
as
the
many
second
camps
he
as we
gets
can.
internet again,
We can't give this league of theirs time to
that
rally
none of
its
them have
forces.
grayed out.
All right.
oh,
There's
okay.
one upriver,
By the way,
just out there
when we
across
start
the dunes.
the next
Leave it with
session
me.
this Saturday, Felix is going to start everything off by giving everybody the communicator he's been working on.
Fair.
What I'll do is I'll
Where's
have
Ned
the
Wells?
throwaway line. Well, I heard Kazuko complaining about lack of service because he went out of his universe, and I asked Bob about it, and well, I figured he might be useful. Additionally, I posted another little something in general here. And this, my dear bear, is why I keep insisting that Armada Starscream would be a perfect figure to retool into Beast Machine's Jetstorm.
Okay.
If you take a look at the picture, you can see like that's the figure that they used for the basis for this image. This is from an official online Transformers story, part of the Beast Wars Uprising continuity.
Interesting.
They used a Combiner Wars groove, I think, for thrust there.
Yeah, I can see the combiner peg in the chest.
There, they used Titan's Return Hardhead there for her Tankor,
I see it.
which looks really friggin' intimidating too. Hot damn. And I think they used a cassette Decepticon Minicon thing for the diagnostic drone.
Oh, I know exactly what that is. That's when Titans Return, like Titans Return would sell like the Titan, like the little heads by themselves, and they would have like a little like a little vehicle or whatever that they could like plug
okay.
into. That is the dinosaur mold. At least
Okay.
I am pretty sure it is, because I have one right here.
Also, I am definitely hoping for a Beast Wars second Galvatron to come along to be a companion piece with Leo Prime. That'd be sweet.
Oh yeah, like looking at this, yeah, definitely.
Also, yeah, by the way, the Viacons, when they were introduced at Beast Wars Uprising, were effectively a zombie apocalypse.
I know.
Things they touch suddenly lost all form of sentience and were turned into mindless drones, rapidly converted into more Viacons.
That's not terrifying.
That's
Yeah, imagine having your soul literally erased and your body transformed to fit the needs of the Horde. That is what happens. That
So-
is effectively what the experience is for a Transformer.
so standard zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, more or less. Only in this case, your soul is a tangible object.
Yikes.
Now I'm remembering the zombie bit from Geeks.
Oh, the zombie game?
Yeah.
Because, like, fair, you've seen Beast Machines. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. Sometimes you have to lose points to make sure humanity doesn't get fucking erased. Also, now that I think about it, with everything they've talked about with the VGP, they would never have allowed that wish to be granted.
Bet you're all ready.
Like, I'm surprised they let it through, honestly.
I am too.
Because, like, they didn't let,
That must be the Camp Victor mentioned.
Ace's
Come on,
wish
Toggle.
to see his mom through. Why the hell would they let,
That's him.
the
One who killed Locke and Finger. Take him out.
Oh, hey, this person wants to see his mom. I can't allow that. This person wants to wipe out humanity. You sure let it through.
It gets even weirder when you learn why they wouldn't let him meet his mom.
Sentimentality? We can't have that. Widespread genocide? Yeah, sure, let him through.
Especially considering the DGP relies on human participants throughout time and space. I am very confused as to why they would even let that wish slide by. I can just imagine, like, he kills an enemy, like an army rider associated with a great army, and like he thinks he'll get like a point deduction. Instead, he gets like a bonus.
When it gets back to Rowan, it starts, like, the great one.
Felix, when he's watching King Constantine get to work.
I better let Victor know.
The animated bulkhead
See.
gif.
Where are you? Ah, I see the bandits.
No, but that's not why you're here.
No,
Just uses his
Something's
tails
happened.
What is
as
it?
a fucking chair.
the whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor is a bet.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape. And his escape route took him right
Just
through
imagine
Dallas.
the
Some of the
next time
children
Chris
spotted him, and he
sees
was about to
Kazuto
silence
again.
them when Lubor felled him without a crystal. That's
It's
not
when
possible.
he has the Yamato
It is
buckle.
if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years, which is what people are saying. If he has, well, I
Imagine
wouldn't blame him.
meeting it.
But
Imagine.
still,
Yeah,
all those
imagine
people
if
see is a man who's
Lupia
lied to
and
them all his
Grizz
life.
meeting each other again.
One who was made a
after
leader of
the
himself when
Phoenix
the world
buckle has
believed
come
he
into
should have been a
existence.
slave. Look, I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing.
Grizz
Lubor
can
needs all the friends he can get right now.
You're right.
In the spirit of the Phoenix and the circumstances that created this buckle in the
And
first
now
place,
everyone knows.
the Phoenix buckle's finishers don't actually
I made it
destroy
a habit to keep a
monsters.
crystal close at hand for just such an
They
occasion.
reincarnate them
And when that occasion arose,
as other
I
things.
forgot to reach for it.
Yo,
Like, you kill a Jamato and it turns into it just turns into an actual plant.
Tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
Like, you use a finisher on a Jamato and like there's just a tree in the middle of the
What
square.
matters to me is that you two are safe.
You
Look at
take
him
that
talking
town
to
on
his
a
betters like it's
wolfing
nothing.
monster, and now there's a puppy in the road.
All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly.
Use
Convince the people
these
not to let
finishers
their
on
prejudices
the
blind
other
them.
clone
Convince them
common
that
rider
nothing is
that
right.
sends after us,
We should
and
speak
they're
to them.
I'm glad you
reincarnated
agree.
as
I'll handle the
upgrades
townsfolk.
for each rider's
I'm a downright
respective
born and
belt.
bred. They listen to me.
Yo.
You head to the tavern.
yo.
Make Conrad and Natalie remember. They know that Lubor and
Save
I
for
are
Felix's
friends.
buddy
I
Wish
might
got
not
taken
make for the
down
most
first
impartial
and now
of
a Digiac.
interlocutors. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
Actually, now that I
I'll do
think
what I
about
can.
it, what would be Ceres' upgrade? Because
Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't
Isabella
promise
won
anything,
book, right?
We'll try.
Yeah, I'm
That
trying
is
to
all I
think
can ask of
because
you.
like
The twist is that the upgrades are all sentient.
I don't know about that.
I kid.
Okay. There's only so many Mr. Belts I can stand.
Knew all along that he was playing us.
I know. That's why I'm joking instead of actually being
Forgive me for
serious about
disturbing
this.
you, but
I've seen.
As have I.
The
Lord
upgrades are
Underhill,
sentient or
wasn't
the
it?
reincarnation bit?
that's right.
The
This-
upgrades being sentient,
I
that's where I'm
wanted
kidding.
to speak.
The rumors
Oh.
that he's a bearer.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if
But what of his
No,
wares?
no.
Bearer or
Well,
no,
it's
his
just-
steel is highly valued
Like,
throughout.
there's
This
a-
at least he's
there's
done the town a
pile of,
service.
like, I don't know,
Might that not
zombie,
earn him a little
Jamato,
leniency?
dog
Leniency?
piling, not dog pile,
he pretended to be one of us when he was
Grizz,
laughing.
right?
I'm
Of
sorry,
the
my
other
lord, but he
remaining,
lied to us. He
Desire
lied to
Riders.
you. He cannot be.
So what do you propose?
Purging, break
Will you
you,
drive him from his
and now
home?
surrounded by
Close
trees.
his forge?
Perhaps. That is a... And they will thank you, not...
So, one of the leaders of Damomil turned out to be a bearer,
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could
and now
Conrad
the
badly
people of
refused to
Damomil
consider
have
anything
now
but the
turned
greed
on
and pride.
him and are asking for him
do.
to
Once
be
their anger is
kicked out,
cooled, they might see things
even after
differently.
everything he's done for
For
them.
now, we should report back to Lubor.
Bruh.
All right.
The moment Kazuto and Felix both snap simultaneously.
Oh god, let's see this.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
I assume the situation. There's still hope.
No, you know what? You know what would be a good place for Kazuto to actually snap?
But
Should things actually
perhaps
get that
not in this
far.
lifetime. I
Yeah.
think it's fair to say.
if and
You
when
mustn't think like that, Lou.
It's like a lot of the Felix
time.
snapping is
They'll
legit
come
just
around.
me going non-canon
We'll
on
talk
ya.
some sense into them in the end. You'll see.
fair enough, fair enough, fair enough.
No.
If and when we ever
And your efforts would be
if and
better
when we
spent
ever
elsewhere.
get
But
to
Lubo.
Rosina
the
would often
negative
tell me
world.
that steel does not lie. That a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it.
You mean the Dark Rider world?
Yourself be true.
Yeah.
That was her point.
Because like
Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making.
they'd be using
But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in,
as a
right to the
trick
end.
into
So must
having
I
them
be.
stay and not be a bother.
I must
correct?
do what I know to
Yes.
be right, no matter what others
Felix
might
says,
think of me.
I'll still find us out.
And now, I know what that is. I must embrace
When
my
they
new
find us
role
out,
of villain
it's just
so that the
that
people
you.
of Dalamil have something to unite
Rip
against.
and tear.
For only
Until
united
it
can they
is
hope to
done!
stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones, it is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but
What's going
For
on
you,
in Felix's
too.
helmet whenever
How could it
he's
possibly
on a
be for the
mass
best?
destroying
These
spree
children
team with
need
the
you. The
facilities
least you can do
move.
is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
I would not take it, Victor.
Over, you say. And so
This
just like
got
that,
some
you're going to throw
freaking
this
techno
town
music
and these
and
children
rain
to... I
lights, and
thought
he's
you were
just
better
going
than
on
this.
it.
But it seems you had me fooled. Forget it. Do what you will.
Let's fucking go!
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubo? Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners?
No,
Here.
these
Right
three
there.
doing
My
own
packing.
thing.
If there's anything I can do, I'll bear
behind
it in
the
mind.
scenes, Castiel and Felix just tearing the world asunder.
Which only gets scarier when Felix's final form pops up, and it's based on, well, you know.
Yeah.
Because by that point, Felix will have Wolverine claws that shoot lasers.
Why is everyone being mean to Lubor? He didn't do anything wrong.
I know that sounds
You're going
absurd
to
and
go with
ridiculous,
him.
but like,
Why didn't you tell
Ragulon
us?
has those.
If you're going to try and convince me
mean,
to stay, save
Fair
your
enough.
breath.
3 claws per hand, made of purple crystal that shoot blasts
Why do they
of
always have to
energy.
make such a fuss outside? It's
No,
driving
no.
away our
If this
customers.
is around when Castiel has his final
Lubor
form,
has been lying to us from the beginning. How
he's
can
gonna
we
go-
trust him?
He was about to use the Phoenix stuff.
You may have your business
but
interests to
then
consider,
just
my
goes,
lord.
You know
I
what?
do not think you can sway us with
None
your
of the-
honeyed words.
None of the people here deserve reincarnation. It just switches to the Yamato Baku.
Can you believe?
By the time you get to the negative world,
Sounds like
Decade may be in
something's
play.
happening somewhere.
Oh.
Decade?
The 10th rider can also travel through worlds.
The 10th Heisei Rider, he was known as the Destroyer of Worlds, for that was his purpose.
Okay.
And he also had he had amnesia, but a movie a movie had shown that he had connections to Shocker. That he may have been related to Shocker's Grand Leader, or perhaps another one of Shocker's experiments, like a clone of the Great Leader.
That is not what I wanted to do. Give me one moment.
I could just imagine a lot of us bonk him on the head enough to give him the amnesia in the first place.
But by the time you guys run into him, he'll already have amnesia. Yeah, there he is. And you want to know the cool thing? Latios? Or make them one?
Uh-huh.
The cool thing is, his power set is the power of other riders.
Oh, he could actually turn into
Oh dear God! I realize now that if I had known about this guy, I might have had Felix get his buckle. Kinda glad I didn't. Your belt? You mean my belt?
I'm pretty sure
How would...
Pretty sure I need to get right.
it's on.
So yeah, he has access to these cards that allow him to change his form into that of previous and later on future riders. He is able to use their skills through the cards and has access to their weapons.
I will add this random little detail to the whole Digi-Egg thing. Felix is capable of dreaming in there.
Neat.
And the dream he had, he dreamed of being a pirate.
Yo ho hoy, yo ho hoy, yo ho hoy, yo hoy.
Exactly.
For his final form, he could summon the copy of, like, the riders.
That's like no shock of a riders. Something tells me it won't be easy to
Right.
Yes.
Well done.
He had like some sort of like key like smartphone touchpad thing. And if he pressed one of the symbols on there, it could summon that rider in their final form, allowing Decade to perform. Decade could perform their moves right alongside them, and they could double up on their finisher.
Basically, if Disney were to summon a copy he could do his current
Let's try.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Wait. And that's not a main rider. I know Dian can summon both main riders and non-main riders. But can Decade?
I am looking into it right now.
I just realized this. This is actually like. This is actually destroying my brain cells.
There's a very specific shot of Baguomon I want to find that I know I have saved.
It does not look like he can use... It looks like he's only capable of using primary rider forms. Or, like, primary riders, I mean.
is he the main character of his show when D-End is stronger than him?
Huh?
Remember when D-End summoned a version of Kamen Rider Black?
Oh yeah.
D-End is stronger than Decade, and yet he's not the main writer of the show.
Sometimes it's not about the strongest. So, all right, Decade is not capable of turning into non-primary writers, but he can use equipment from non-primary writers. For example, in one of the movies he had the G4 Gigant missile launcher and Kaisa's side basher.
So he could summon the zombie breaker if he wanted to.
Potentially.
I feel weird about this.
Oh no, I just realized, by virtue of how his powers works, would that mean he'd also have instant access to whatever weapon his Phoenix form pops up with?
Purging breakers. Or Phoenix breakers. Purging or Phoenix, which one?
Honestly, they both kind of work, but I like Phoenix Breaker.
So,
Or Holy Breaker, for that matter.
So I'm looking at the secondary, like the supporting writer cards. They all have the same design as DN's cards, so I think they're all DNs.
Hey you! That there! Hey you! Pinky! That's my weapon! I just got that thing!
And Felix just in a daze after getting bonked on the head. I made it myself!
So I think to make up for the fact that he only uses primary writers, Decade also has access to Showa era writers. And of course, Reiwa writers as well.
Yeah, thanks to the Decade driver. Anyway, sorry to interrupt your stream there.
No, that's fine. Because I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the final form cards, and right next to Decade is stronger charge up form, and I'm like, wait. Oh right, he can use the freaking Showa writers.
Oh no, wait. I just realized. They get to the world of Showa, like the Showa eras,
Mm-hmm.
and like because their clothes look so like modern, the second they walk out of Cafe Cyclone, it just turned to year matching clothes.
Yes.
He looks like a Muppet.
Ah!
He looks straight up looks like a Muppet. Because of the special effects they'd have to have back then to Felix work, he'd have to be a hand puppet.
Oh no. Oh god, now I'm remembering that puppet Narutaki.
Oh my god!
Either that or Felix turns into an actual cat.
It's more like I'm thinking they pull off the special effects to get him talking that like if you've ever watched one back to make the effects they use for Salem.
Well, here's my thinking. The Showa era was in the 70s and 80s. Although, technically, the... I say 80s, but a majority of the 80s was actually Heisei. But we consider the writers that appeared in the 80s to be Showa because they still fit the aesthetics of Showa era writers. But anyway,
Poor beast. There was nothing I could do.
Yeah, since it's like the 70s and whatnot, like there's no Digimon, so Felix is just a cat.
Oh my god.
What the hell am I wearing?
And Felix is just kind of stuck like that until they leave. Can't even transform.
Like,
At least not easily.
no, someone has to help him transform.
The changer that used to be he strapped onto Felix's arm, now just kind of strapped onto his back.
And then walk across the coast, holding the cat making on. Let's see. You pull it on this, and you do this. Stroke the string.
Close enough, it worked. Felix thanked him after the fact.
Just imagine cat speaks. Except for his voice. Has to host him in English.
What I imagine is even in writer form, he still speaks to like Meow and Trills and Purrs with subtitles.
Like the old crappy yellow subtitles too.
Like, they just start popping up whenever he talks.
He can say what he wants to say because the translations are oftentimes wrong.
Like he tries to say thank you in the translation as your mother smelt of or your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
Momentarily breaking the fourth wall, Felix grabs these subtitles and breaks them over his knee and tosses them away.
Also, when you guys do go to the Showa era writer worlds, I'm just gonna tell you right now, Pazuzu is not gonna be happy.
Why is that?
Because if you happen to end up at, what was it, 1971? 1972? Whichever one it was.
Very early 70s.
You'll happen to see the birth of his champion and the day Pazuzu chose that champion.
Okay.
There's a reason why Ichigo had wind powers. Like, because when you think about it, none of the other, like, Shocker cyborgs had elemental powers. And yet Kamen Rider had the wind at his back. Because it's a period of time he's not proud of.
Oh, I just thought of something. Going back at that point, the Cyclone Cafe turns into a straight up saloon instead of a cat cafe. Either that or some tacky diner.
So, you guys are gonna see a young Pazuzu.
What was he like?
He doesn't talk. Instead, whereas Pazuzu won't shut the fuck up and wears an outfit similar to Shotaro's, except white instead of black, with bits of green. Young Pazuzu is shorter, has tribal clothing, wind coming out of 4 spots on his back that look like wings, that make it look like wings, and a peculiar mask.
Yo, actually, I just realized that if everyone met young Pazuzu, wouldn't that mean he remembers them when they meet up again when the whole thing started?
Potentially.
There's a moment where they're leaving, and he pauses, and like his memory suddenly got jogged, and he's like, "It's you! Damn it, it's you guys!"
It's always been you! Motherfuckers! Alright, I'm sending what the mask looks like, but I mean, it's not just the mask, because I couldn't get a shot of the head.
Fair enough. Let's see this. Oh my god!
He's wearing a mask that looks like that head.
That is an encouraging reaction.
You're kidding me!
His name is Pazuzu! Well, one of his names, anyway. Let me know when you see the picture, make them on.
No, I cannot. I cannot work with this.
He just goes, nope, no, 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 nope. So much nope.
Felix is definitely hiding behind something.
Keep in mind, like, the rest of his body still looks human. Huh? I didn't hear what Latios said. Or Mikumon.
No, I found the image I wanted hit out of the batch I was searching through. Didn't realize it.
So keep in mind, like, the rest of him still looks human-ish. He's wearing tribal clothing, and he has, like, wind wings, but he's wearing a mask that looks like the head of that statue.
and other horror movie videos too. So when he sees that mask, he just thinks back to The Exorcist.
That's the entire point.
Being blatantly honest, because I was kind of half expecting this mask instead.
Oh.
Something from Bionicle, you know?
No, not quite.
Well, it's just even funnier when you realize what that particular mask does that I have in that gift. That's the massive dimensional gate.
Oh.
Go anywhere, any world.
You're finished.
No. The reason why he doesn't have that mask is because he broke it down and turned it into the projector. That's why he doesn't have the mask. It's the projector now.
Yeah, I found this weird looking mask one time, and well, I was in my experimental phase, so I tore it apart and made a slide projector. I don't know.
Isn't that the thing that's currently up in the attic?
Basement.
Currently down the basement?
Yep.
You had a mask, and that could travel through dimensions. I'm assuming that's what it does anyway. And turned it into a slide projector.
Yep. I needed a way to take Bob with me.
Just what is his hands or something?
You do realize Bob is the building, right?
There may still be survivors.
I'm not gonna sit here and discuss the intricacies of dimension traveling with a mask versus a projector to a cat and a dog.
Whatever that thing is, I'd say it's their leader.
I was trying to think of like an insult or something. The only thing I could come up with was dog.
I don't know. I have to say it had a dog.
Oh. Oh. Sit, boy. What? Oh! Oh no, Kumon! You heard me.
Should have stayed in the path.
In here.
These must be Cyril's
You
colleagues.
can't leave. You can't leave me here.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Oh no, I wasn't saying anything
Who
about
are you?
leaving you here. This gets out the Phoenix Buckle.
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you not? We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site.
No, I
Echoes
just.
appeared. Our brothers here occupied.
I
their
hear that, and my
attentions.
first thought was,
Thanks to them,
Taro, you're
and to
not
you,
Agito. You
we
can't
were,
just
with
punch a
mercy,
god.
able to see our duty to its conclusion.
Discord crashes
You call
so
that a
hard
mercy?
that the crash itself
Your brothers might still be alive
Fuck.
if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We
Yeah,
are charged
that
a duty
that
of the
sums up
highest.
what I
And you
just
think your dead
experienced.
brothers would
That
agree with
moment
you
where
too?
Discord
I knew they
crashes
would.
so hard
They
that
gave
the
their
crash
lives for now.
itself crashed.
To what do we owe the honor of your presence?
Cyril told me of your work here,
I'm not even sure how
and I
that's
agreed to collect your
possible.
find.
I see. That is most
That's
kind.
what I'm assuming happened, at least.
May the fire...
How long were you gone?
It's one thing to lay down your life for
3-4
another,
minutes tops.
but for a survey,
Oh, so it's like we stopped talking.
I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
Basically, catch up.
Pazuzu and Kazuto were throwing insults at each other. And then Kazuto brought out the Phoenix Buckle. And my response was, Taro, you're not Agito. You can't just punch a god.
And there was something that I had honestly thought of at the time. I had almost had Felix ask the phrase, "What were you smoking?" And then I realized, considering the world he came from, I have a joke even for that.
Oh god, what is it?
Felix cannot even comprehend the concept of a drug of that sort.
Here, take a look at my wares.
He understands medicine, but nothing for the kind of highs that people are looking for. No, no. He comes from a freaking children's TV show world. He's not really capable of processing
Fine
stuff like
choice.
this exists.
Anything else? A fine choice. Anything else? Come again.
Tracking a criminal in this world via cigars and booze. Felix won't even know what those are. And every attempt to explain it just leads to even
Have you
more
noticed the elder has
confusion.
been coughing less? Here's the scraps you were after.
Thanks. Can't do
Anyways, I'm gonna direct your attention to that first shot of Raggyomon and that batch of stuff I've sent.
You are returned, my
Apparently, that Digimon has a retractable mask.
Collected your colleagues'
So I thought,
preliminary
you know,
findings.
what if I took that mask thing in a different
Take
direction?
them.
Imagine Berserk Ava Unit 1 with this face.
God.
That's how I picture that mask actually working. As
I...
opposed to retracting and having a more human-like mouth underneath.
That is
My thanks.
gonna be burned into my
I shall
memory
study
for
them
a while now.
And inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against
Cyril,
Including but not limited
those
to
losses which could have been avoided.
mask
Had the
breaks
others not
open
chosen to complete their
and
work,
that roar
these your
of
orders?
sheer
This was
blind,
that every Undying
murderous
devotes his life to the
rage.
service of the Phoenix.
Even when
You
death
do
is
not
avoidable.
My lord,
Take off.
I fear that this
Hey,
is not a
Raggyomon.
point over which it would the Undying have served
Especially
the
not a
Phoenix for
common rider who
countless
is taking its
generations.
shape.
And your opinion of our methods, however earnest, is not like to change them. We live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order exists for that purpose.
Cyril,
Bruh, when you get to the
I know that
Gates
you and your...
World-
But allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not
when
further
you
the
get to
cause
Gates
of the
World
Phoenix
and
to have his loyal followers
Council
surrender
actually
their
realizes
lives without good
so
reason. Provide your survey parties with an escort,
Pajama area
that they might live to do their duty for years to come.
And because he's reconnected.
Think not
to
only of how
whatever
you
the
can
hell
serve the Phoenix,
system
please.
they use.
I thank
He's
you,
reconnected to
if
it,
you will
it's-
permit
just
me
that
to
it's
respond.
teleported to that area.
And we of the Undying will do what we believe is right
And naturally,
to
the other
fulfill
riders
our
are instantly
duty
connected
unto
to it and taken with him.
as first shield to the Phoenix. I am sure
I do.
Then we
Felix!
are of the same.
For his part, he's used to teleporting. They do that all the time in his world.
Wait, you teleport too?
I mean, that's usually how we got to the monster in time to save people before things got too ugly. It's also how we got back to our command center when we needed to.
You have a what? Right?
Oh, we had a command center, a base of operations.
A command center. Guess our command center would be the salon?
Think of it like this. The command center I'm used to, it's effectively serving the same role as the Cafe Cyclone now. It's our central hub, our base of operations.
Oh, so it's kind of like our salon.
I guess.
Wait, do you get served coffee there too?
Not unless we bring it ourselves.
Is there no shared cinema?
The command center is a bit more
Covered in
complicated
nicks and
than that.
Do you not even get a bed?
We don't live in there.
What
Why
will
don't
it
we
be
just
today?
use it for when one of us get hurt?
Allow me to educate you.
Felix proceeds to explain the command center and how it worked from Mighty Morphin through Zeo. The original version, the power chamber, the creation of the power chamber. The
Wait,
stuff he found while exploring, like the previous Alpha
you
4
are.
robots.
Wait, your place blew up?
Thus ends today's lesson.
Yeah! Turns out a couple of our bad guys, less intelligent cronies, somehow managed to sneak in
How are
with
you feeling,
explosives.
Joshua?
We
Better
were
than I was.
very
But not
distracted
nearly as
when
much
it
as should
came
be.
with the matters involving
Your
the Zeo
cuts and
crystal.
burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you
When
have
the
had me
base
do?
exploded, I got a
It was
face
no
full of
ordinary
negative
foe
energy.
we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The
I was
king could have
trying
ended me at any
to
moment,
mitigate
but
the
instead
damage, you
chose
see,
to toy
and
with
while I
me
was
like a
trying to
curled
redirect
dozen
power to
mouse.
keep the main generator from
underestimate
exploding,
yourself.
I got a
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day.
It was
and that
not a
man
good
was
day.
Barnabas. I'm sorry,
Also,
brother.
Cypher.
That was
not
ill
Cypher,
spoken.
the game
It's
there.
just
No, that's fine.
I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength,
Sure.
perhaps
Yeah, it's just Joshua talking about how he feels powerless.
perhaps the prince feels the same.
so the hero whines moment. Okay.
More or less, yeah.
Right.
Also, in the general, here you go. You are welcome, Taro.
Aww.
I found it online the other day, and I'm like, you know what? That's adorable. I think I'm getting a toothache looking at it.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but no, bruh, if ever you decide to have hacking
What is this place?
Ryder free in here somewhere, in D&D somewhere. They travel there. They see Kamen Rider Phoenix, and if it's after Casto gets the Phoenix buckle, wait, you too?
So it looks like Dion survived. Honestly, I thought he was dead. Like, after he left the hideaway, he went to the ruins of the Empire and just died. But nope, he's alive. Thanks to the medicine girl that keeps popping up in this game.
Medicine girl got her hands on the zombie buckle.
One last thing I'm gonna send. Completely unrelated note. Evidently, the real type color schemes for the Freedom and Justice Gundams and Gundam Seed have been shown off.
Camellia Addison, hello.
And that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her.
Also nice, Mikumon. Does it? I don't think it is a new person because it's not saying first time chat. Were you here yesterday? Or the day before, Addison?
Hello, person then.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima?
You don't remember? Fair enough. No, I can't remember shit half the time.
This is my doing. My fault. My sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there.
Maybe I was here to sell something, Lamau. Probably. Given our track record lately.
Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Oh God, why did you have to send me? Make them on?
Just yikes. Like,
I
don't know why I looked for this. I legit don't even know why I looked for that.
For those of you wondering, Mekumon looked up and posted a gif of Ava Unit 1 opening its mouth. And it's probably the most cursed...
The Berserk Ava just is creepy as hell.
Okay. Addison, I rejected your offer because I'm broke.
Perhaps he can find an answer.
It's not that we don't want people doing the graphic design or whatnot, it's that we prefer being able to actually pay people to do that. And
I can think of
since we have no money, we don't want to, cause problems.
Take your medicine.
Yeah.
We'd rather not use bottled
So I'm leaving already, are you?
Toothpicks.
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Yeah.
All I have is
about
dust.
the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile. And that we'll be attacked on
It's
sight.
okay. Alright.
Then we must find a
But
place they
if...
want to look. And I have an idea.
If I had the money...
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
I would hire a graphic artist to make some cool stuff for the stream. Unfortunately, I
Then
don't
I'll take
have
care of our
money.
supplies for the journey.
No one subscribes. No one donates. So I'm not making any money.
Much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
This is basically this is basically a non-profit fan-made parody.
Basically.
Please support the official release.
Of what? My account is upgraded. Are you talking about being affiliate? Because I am affiliate. No one's a failure. What?
What? Failure wasn't even said.
Yeah, my account, like, I have affiliate. Like, if you're watching this on Twitch, if you scroll down, there's a thing here that says support me through Streamlabs.
I just saw the Optimus Prime gif.
Oh lordy.
Please told me it's No, what gets me is the close-up.
I'm here.
What gets me is the close-up.
That's from the Transformers Armada PlayStation 2 video game, by the way. I think this was about the point Megatron showed up. Also, I'm just gonna outright say it. Armada Optimus Prime should never have blue eyes. They should always be yellow.
What was I gonna say? Means taking,
I still say we're a compliment.
Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hand.
I'm not here for mid. I need information on Ash.
And then Wizard kicks him into
Why
the
not
sun.
ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
I want to talk more.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated.
Write a book, take a nap.
We have the good
Yeah.
Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If
Just
there
put
is anywhere
a
safe
yellow
to
pill there that says play
We'll
video
find
games,
it
and
on
that's
my
pretty
map.
much me.
And tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
Know it. After I'm
All
done
right,
with,
all right. If it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood?
All right, Bear. How did you take the thing I told you after last week?
Barnabas
was it?
Farm, the one they call the Last King.
Homer?
Understand him, and you will understand
Oh, Homer.
the kingdom
Oh,
of Waloed.
right. So this motherfucker doesn't have homework.
When he arrived from beyond the southern seas,
I haven't got it in
and
years.
barely a man before he united the
He's in
ragged
school and he
tribes
doesn't
of
get
Ash.
homework.
And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldemark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins.
Either way, lucky.
The victory sent shockwaves around Valencia. Tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year
Yes, you heard
843,
me correctly.
and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later.
I begin
Quite
to question what
untouched
magical
by
land you
time.
actually live in.
Waloed's recent inaction left
I've been trying to figure that out. I've been trying to figure that out with very little success.
The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when
If
you
you're
set foot
listening,
on Ash.
I
Much
hated
of
the three
continent
of you.
has already been lost to the blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to
I
say
mean,
naught
the
of
odds
natural
of them
defenses.
listening to
Offshore
this
currents will cast an
specific
ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment,
stream
and
at
dash it
this
against the rocks
specific
the next.
time.
But then the Enterprise is anything
I
but
know.
ill-equipped.
I know, like,
And the Mid has made land there before. Now,
Hey,
if only there
still
was someone
sounds
with an
somewhat
intimate
better
knowledge
than my
of the
own high
Shadow
school
Coast,
experience.
and where a daring
Basically-
gentleman might put ashore.
Middle school and high school were at the point where my mental health was at its lowest,
You see, Clive,
and I
you
don't
had
want to
the
go any
answer
further
all
than
along.
that.
Do you think you can get us?
Alright, so time for a bear history lesson. Okay, so
They were easy. The currents were a right bastard.
I did pretty okay in elementary school. Up until like 5th grade, which is where things started to get kind of bad because I
worthy of your thanks. I wonder what genuine
wouldn't do my homework, or like I couldn't understand my homework, and I would have to stay behind during recess to do my homework, or any work that I couldn't finish at the time. And in 6th grade it was even worse, especially when we moved to this one school. And long story short, my mom took me out of that school because they weren't helping at all. In fact, when I went to my brother's, like, when my brother who was going to that school at the time, they were doing like an open house thing. I went with my mom, stepdad, and brother, and some of my old teachers were still there, and they saw me and looked like they saw a ghost, because they thought I would have died by now.
Yikes.
So then I was homeschooled for like 5 years. That's a whole different thing, and it didn't really go too well, which is why I went back to public school. After making some very hard decisions. And when I went back to public school, I went to... Honestly, it could have been worse. Considering some of the horror stories I heard about the other schools in my area, it could have been worse.
Yeah. Could
But...
have gotten sent to the school I got sent to.
Yeah.
Sammy's mom put it the best when I talked to, like, that family about it. The school we ended up going to, me and Sammy, it was a sports school that only cared about how it's sports, despite the fact that it's supposed to be, you know, a high school. And if you weren't an athlete, you were worse than garbage.
Lovely.
Especially if you were her, you know, neurodivergent.
I see. I feel bad for bringing up these memories.
They legit didn't even know what autism was until Sammy and I graduated middle school. And after we graduated high school, only then did Lake Forest start screaming, "We support autism!" There's a reason that in my original draft of Extended Omniverse, I basically had the school get destroyed.
I feel bad for bringing up these memories. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine, because, like, as bad as it was, when I went to high school, like, that's where I met, like, some of my best friends. That's where I met Chocobo.
Oh, nice.
Where I met Sammy. Well, middle school technically, but that's where I met her.
Nice.
And, like... Yeah, there was a lot of bad stuff, but, I mean, not all of it was bad. There was some good stuff in there. I had severe anger management issues, though.
I mean, it was in high school I discovered my love of drawing. At least there's that.
It wasn't until, sometime into college that I finally chilled the fuck out.
You could actually afford college? Ooh.
I was lucky because I had because of my autism.
I legit barely got out of high school with a late graduation because aforementioned deteriorating mental health and a bunch of other factors led to me getting so far behind in my schoolwork. It was a legitimate threat. Like, you're talking about having trouble with homework and having to do that during recess. I was like a semester and a half behind in math, and they would not let me move on to the stuff everybody else was working on until I finished the thing that I was stuck on. And because I didn't understand the thing I was stuck on, let alone where on it I was stuck, I was basically just staring at the same problem for months.
Yikes.
and incapable of even communicating what the problem was at the time because I didn't know how to. Yeah, a lot of the understanding I have for my own autism thing, the Asperger's syndrome, autism spectrum disorder, whatever you want to call it. A lot of my understanding of how it works didn't come until after I graduated. When I sat my stupid ass down and started doing research to figure out why is my brain this bad. Turns out I don't have a bad brain. I'm just wired wrong. Or at least so Horace would claim.
Built incorrectly. Crafted without the preset parameters.
Just wrong.
In every sense.
I should not exist.
I should not exist. I'm glad that we showed that to you now, so now you get the context.
Yup.
Also, I'm sorry. I've been looking at Neil's spoiler for the past few minutes. I see red. I see green. I see blue. I see black. Bear, remind me, what color was Fern in the opening?
Purple.
Well, then why in the ever-loving fuzz is she wearing orange here?
Because she's the new Orange Ranger.
Why give her purple? No.
Because I believe that's like the opening we saw is like the first one, because they said there's going to be more variations of the opening as the episodes go on.
Also, one of them has a robot arm.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty hard trying to hide your identity at that point, I'm going to be honest. It's like the second they see you in civilian form and
Armorhide suggests alone time mishap. They're going like, what happened to his arm? Armorhide's like, alone time mishap?
I don't get it.
Be glad you don't. Because right now I want to scrub my brain with a sponge.
I don't get it.
Dude, take my word for it. Be grateful that you don't get it, and stay that way.
Okay. Anyway, one last thing. Also, one last thing before I move back towards the D&D. Also, I get classes off because I don't do certain subjects. So even when I did get homework, I could just do it in school and not have to worry about it when I got home.
That's what I did my senior year.
It was absolutely wonderful. All my other classmates, taking, just suffered with homework. Meanwhile, me already on my PlayStation, booting up, YouTube.
Okay. Just ignore. If you were watching the stream, just ignore what you saw.
Back again?
Don't even want to know.
No, I just, for moments like this where we just stop and start talking, I grabbed a photo of a mic and put it as a new scene in Streamlabs and labeled it podcast mode.
How may I help you today? I have the details here. One must understand one's place in the world. Thus ends today's lesson.
Anyway, back to more fun times. What else? Alright. Yeah,
Please,
basically,
Your Grace.
Kazuto is
Stay
able to
strong.
sniff out Jamada.
My Lord Marquis.
So that I feel like that would make him the most valuable friend to
Guilty.
have during
Is anything the matter?
the games.
My lord. Yes. It's your brother. Though he does his best
It's
to
like,
hide it.
If you're able to
The
know
lesion
where
on his chest
Jamada
plate.
are,
There are certain elixirs
if
which
they're
can ease
hiding
the
or
suffering of
something,
those afflicted by the curse, but
then
his grace's case is severe.
it's going to be
The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have. So I consulted with Talia and
right,
certain of my comrades among the Undying
Yeah,
about the
I would
possibility
say
of
you're right.
finding something stronger. And thankfully, a recipe was found. The only problem being that our supplies are almost. Unless we can
What if-
secure more soon.
What if he spends so long
My lord,
fighting
I know that
different-
I have
different
no right
monsters and
to make them.
his ability
Joshua.
starts
Anything.
gaining new sense.
Thank you.
So like
What
right
is
A rare herb
before-
by the name of stone. It grows only where the ether is densest. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether has erupted from the earth where the search continues for a new source.
So it's only the...
Well,
Then you've yet to find another source besides.
well, Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. I shall remain here and prepare the other
Some fan art
ingredients.
I found on Google a while back. This is the thing I found.
I don't know,
The fembots.
Including newest edition Twitch.
which one's Twitch? Oh,
The,
now
ti-
it's here.
the tiny one.
The tiny one in front.
I only saw it now.
Yeah, Earthspark gave us an adorable character and people have latched onto it. Exactly.
Oh right. Here's something for you, Bear. Remember that meme of I am a surgeon? I am a surgeon?
Vaguely.
Well, a few days ago I figured out who that actor is.
Who?
It's the same guy from from the last Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie. It's the main kid from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie.
Oh. Huh.
He goes from learning how chocolate is made by a lunatic who could most definitely be called a doctor, and to I am a surgeon. that's how feeding time is triggered for the Fang guys, because their cover's low already.
Ah. So there's supposed to be an Akashic here in Lost Wing, but I'm not finding anything.
Maybe you have to do a record? Maybe you have to do a record search on it there?
A record search?
Yeah, an Akashic record search.
Oh.
Hey, you're trampling on my territory, bub. Knock it off.
I found him! I think.
Bring out the barons! Me and my mortar. Purge them of their sin.
More interesting than Armada?
I said one of, not either.
Okay. Fair enough.
Like, they really play into the post-traumatic scar shot from Megatron. Now, Starkey actually eventually hurt his wife around. And Megatron is blazing eager to do the plan. He's got all he's got now. Just continue beating up Starkey. Like, even the character design kind of turns the attempts to reborn Nathan of Starscream by giving him Autobot blue eyes.
Interesting. Wait,
It's
what?
through latching on to the Terrans that Starscream fully starts making this turnaround.
Sorry, I'm going through the DGB simulator again. Let's scroll through. Pastel is being chased by Commodore Talon. This scroll down, Pastel pushes Talon into the toxic dust cloud. I know you were stalking me. Wait, what?
Look, he just walks over and just
ready go.
Places a card on the ground. It's an Uno reverse card.
Run like the wind.
Smack. What you just heard is the sound of an Uno reverse card.
You have Uno!
Kamen Rider's dumb and ass. You might want to check out the most recent GIF I said for Earthspark, though. That was one of the cuter episodes, at least when it came to the Terrans.
Aww.
Well, I just got to man Twin Knuckle. Let's do this. Let's go.
Yeah, the Terrans apparently have a favorite cow they call Fluffy Ears.
I like that.
I guess since they live on a farm, it's only natural.
Go ahead. Fucking do it! You have nothing to apologize for.
This mysterious character gives him a weird love for his theory. Meanwhile, Luke Kid gives the lumberjack chop trees. Hey, you wanna trade?
Here's the aqueduct. Now to find our stone port.
You're not getting annoying.
Yote mentioned blood red petals.
Trust us, you're not getting annoying. I'm just focused on what I'm doing.
Also, like, I have a high tolerance for annoying. If you were being annoying, it's not bothering me. Because I've had to deal with my brother for 20 some odd years.
Nice try.
Seriously, there's a reason I named him Food Thief in Discord.
Here it is. Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive. All right. That should do it.
You just killed Wayne.
Let's get these back
I
to
did?
Yote.
You threw a knife into his chest.
What is with the simulator and me killing Lane? That's like the third time.
Maybe he owes you money.
Oi, who is she? Give that back.
You know, it's funny. He absolutely hates the idea of toy accuracy versus show accuracy. And I have a toy accurate pterosaur instead of show accurate, and he fucking hates it.
That thing is, I think the toy accurate one actually looks better than the show accurate one.
Yeah, don't let Lane hear you say that.
Oh, I will tell him to his face that when the freaking Transformers Missing Link G1 upgraded stuff comes out, I am going specifically for the toy accurate version of G1 Prime. Because there's two versions. There's a show accurate one which has brighter colors and comes with the axe. And there's a toy-accurate version, which has slightly darker colors, but comes with the trailer.
I thought I had a toy-accurate pterosaur in this box here, but I guess not.
Apparently, Luke stole the lumberjack buckle from me.
I've sent a bunch of Earthspark gifts if you want to take a look.
Sure.
Also, Bear, I feel betrayed by you. You're huddling with Fuyushi for warmth.
Who is Fuyushi?
The one who just stole from me?
Oh. Sorry. But yeah, I will show Lane, pictures of toy-accurate pterosaur. Just to rile him up.
Like, there's some toy-accurate decos that actually work better than the show-accurate ones. I think Pterosaur is one of them, because the extra splash of color with the green spots works really well.
I mean, fair enough. Also, no! Chris just died!
How'd I die?
You thought you could escape the rapidly shrinking border with Homodra.
Oh.
There's also a toy-accurate detail I wish would come back for future Optimus Primes.
Yotei, I brought back all the stone and water.
There's like a small selection of there's like several small vent slits on G1 Prime's mouth plate on his on the original
I'm sure
toy.
it will serve us until
I wish more Primes use that. That's a neat detail.
You and His Grace are very much alike. You think only of how you might help others.
I'll take a picture and show it to you guys later.
No more than you
Okay.
are reminding my brother. You've risked a lot for him, and I thank you for it.
I am honored that you should say so.
There's 4
But I beg you.
I'll keep that in mind.
Let's go.
Actually, do you have any version of like Siege Ultra Magnus or Galaxy Upgrade Optimus by any chance?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have Ultra Magnus somewhere.
The core robot mode head is actually designed to resemble the G1 toy Optimus Prime / Ultra Magnus core robot head. So you've seen those vents.
At least I used to have it. I don't know if I still have it. I might have sold it at some point. I don't know.
Well, just in case, I got my Galaxy Upgrade Prime right here.
I can't wait for Nova Prime to come out. So now I'll have 3 primes. I'll have Nova, Sentinel, and Optimus, and eventually I'll get an affordable Rodimus. Eventually.
Good luck. I've got Rodimus. And he was worth every penny in my own personal opinion, but I would also recommend finding him for cheaper if possible.
Yeah.
Karen says she'll provide what she can for our voyage to Ash, and has even agreed to forgo payment.
I can show off the vent slits I was referring to.
It's a dangerous world out there. Let's stock up while you can.
And send. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118,
You're rubbing me blind, you know. Finished, are you?
Oh, okay.
Like, those little vent splits on the mask there, I like those. I think it's a neat mechanical detail, and I wish it would be used more often.
The stew's awfully thin these days.
Plus, between you and me,
I have no reason to
Optimus
assume
Prime
otherwise.
having an Autobot symbol on both his shoulders instead of just the left one is a toy-accurate
Do you
detail.
recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it
I'll be sure to
inspired me
keep that in
delve
mind.
Only
deeper
gives
into
him
the
the one
subject.
symbol on his left
And what I
shoulder, which
discovered
you see
appears
me
to agree
replicate
with
with
the
my
findings of his
reissue
grace.
there.
You will
Mostly
recall
because
that my
used
quest to
other
uncover
sticker
Ultima's
for
origins
another bot.
began with the mural at Phoenix Gate.
But,
While I've always known it to be
Yeah,
important,
Toy-Accurate Prime had
its
an
secrets
Autobot
have
symbol on
heretofore
both
eluded me.
shoulders.
Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example, one that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, if you have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on Storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might, and so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
So here's another fun one you
It would
can use to
appear
prod
the
at him.
past still has much to teach us. Though in this
Most
case,
versions
it would not have
of
been
Hot Rod in
possible
toy
without
form
the
have
musings of
actually
Moss.
taken after the toy-accurate appearance rather than the show-accurate.
But you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
They don't do.
Joshua,
They don't typically do
if
the
you're
like
finished here, join me
dark
in the ale
gray
hall.
black boots.
I need to
that
speak to
tend
everyone before we
the,
leave.
Right away.
Clean shoulders. They typically tend to do the sticker details that the
If it please your grace, might I one
original
day
G1 figure
borrow
had.
the chronicles for a short while?
Of course, Lawsman Hippocrates. You need but ask.
Trolley!
Hello.
What you doing, Trolley?
What are you playing?
Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, so you have a PS5.
Yes, I've had a PS5 for a while now.
I'll be right back.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea,
No,
there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain.
Can she not transfer it to the
Only
PS5?
Joshua and I will be going. And a scout.
That
Good one.
sucks.
Gav, do you know of any?
Bet your ass I do. Might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though. Just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But Very well. If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
I swear I haven't received my job.
Shut up.
Let me know when you're leaving. I want to work before you go. Of course.
Wait, no they didn't.
Oh my god.
They actually created profiles for the characters?
I hope to God they didn't.
No, these aren't real. They're just...
Picture me.
Yeah, they just made these up.
I can't even get into Twitter. That's how bad. Because my old phone died.
Marshall Lee's red flag is someone who is interested in me. I don't know. I don't know about I don't know about this picture for Frankie Foster.
She should be older
Oh my god, there's one for Benson.
Formerly pro drummer.
Can't wait for this. I really can't. Now I gotta download this game.
What game?
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Ah.
I'm sorry. I am a person who loves Jet Set Radio Feature.
Okay, fair enough.
Best believe I'm gonna dip on this shit. Everybody's like, well, you have PC, why don't you it? Like, fuck you.
Please support the official release.
Split the sea.
Is something wrong? Not at all.
Say goodbye to your PlayStation.
Can't a man wish his friend farewell? Just wanted to let you know that I'll keep things in order while you're off saving the world. I'll hold you to that.
It's not Cyberpunk. It. Say it again. Cyberpunk. It's like Jet Set Radio.
Forgive me.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Spider-Man 2, honestly.
I want to get it, and I want to see if I can try put Spider.
Reckon it'll be a long walk to the capital if we follow the cliffs. I'll scout ahead, see if I can't find us an inland route.
Clive.
Yo, they should make another Spider-Man game. Like,
There's something I've been meaning to ask.
Spider-Verse type thing. Japanese
You took her
Spider-Man's
icon,
there.
didn't you?
But you can
Yes.
mind
I did.
Spider-Gumos into it. And
She
you can
understood.
Also, turn Leopard onto the shoe god Spider.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, she understood. Understood that you decided to save the world all on your own, and that you die without her power. How dare you make her choose? You knew damn well she'd never refuse you. But I will. can't keep pushing us away, Clive. The world is ours to save, not yours.
Nice. I look away for a minute, and Clive, Joshua comes up to fucking just sucker punch Clive.
The right thing to do.
I told you not to say anything.
And you truly believe this will save you?
Oh, 40K.
Will save us all.
It's actually
I do.
$5 now. I've played this a little bit, and the best part is
Then so be
you
it.
play with your streamers.
Oh.
Just don't
The
forget,
deluxe edition
you're
is
not alone.
78.
Think I found us a trail. Did I miss something?
Only that Joshua didn't.
I don't get it.
To buy or not to buy? That is the question.
Always wanted to visit Ash.
We're in Waluda territory now. Don't expect a warm welcome.
Oh, I don't know, Clive. That castle over there looks inviting enough.
Shall we sample its inhabitants' hospitality?
I was half expecting Joshua to say, "Oh, I don't know, Clive. It's always wherever we go."
Remember what I said about warm welcomes, Gav?
Ah, this place is as dead as Greagor's ghost.
Well, in that case,
Oh, Kashyyyk!
I knew I smelled something.
I see only orcs and a cash here.
Let's hope the villagers made it out in time.
please don't rat me out.
Fine, I won't. What, on Steam?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Why? You should probably check first to make sure that you're actually friends on Steam, because I've made that mistake before.
Come on.
Yeah.
Everyone sees your knight or Ryuki. It's gonna be on site.
What do you mean?
Like they're going to like fight them on site because.
Oh yeah, because they've been fighting against Ryuki riders.
This whole time since like the either knight or Ryuki, they're gonna A, whoop their butts, or B,
It's
get
Camber all
their
over
own
again.
butts whooped.
Where the hell are the royalists?
Seems you were right about that welcome after all, Clive.
Oh, well, this doesn't look ominous in the slightest.
Aye, aye.
Is the whole of Ash fallen into Ultima's hands?
That's no peace delegation. We should send a warning to the others.
No. My uncle will have an eye on the coast. I trust he'll find a way to entertain any uninvited guests. Our mark is Drake's Spine, and there's a lot of road between us and it. We press on to Stonehere.
Aye, you never know. It might not be a nest of slavering monsters.
Clive, you must go on ahead without me. This stronghold is as old as Phoenix Gate, perhaps older. It may yet hide Ultima's remaining secrets, and if we are to best him, they must be unearthed.
All right. Stay out of trouble.
I always do. Mostly.
You sure about this?
About leaving my brother on his own. Of course. Mostly.
Lady Vivian's map is so old, it's hard to tell which way is up. But if I'm right, we're not far from a village called Eastla.
Then we make our way there, resupply, and wait for Joshua.
Okay.
This place reeks like a mobile's arsehole. Though I'm guessing it's not the smell that'll kill us.
What's up, man?
So apparently the Energon universe, that's what they're calling the comic series. That ain't right. I have no concept of it.
Welcome back, Charlie.
Anyways, more stuff for Transformers pop up. But all of it's free, so I'm not sure how much you'll actually recognize there.
I might recognize some of it.
We've encountered the Skukzoid, a Quintesson, and evidently there's been mention of Nebulon spacecraft, amongst other things.
I do know Nebulon. That does ring a bell in my brain.
This one's awake. Let's see what's inside.
Can at least explain some of this. The Skukzoid is a recurring character from Season 3. Kind of weird pig, snake, hybrid looking alien bounty hunter.
Okay. Alright.
Damn, I'm vibing to the just the opposite music. God damn.
Bye, Taro. I want to get just a little farther before I end the stream today.
Gotta start getting dinner ready.
Alright, man.
Yeah, everybody.
Too slow.
god, I'm gonna love this soundtrack. I swear to God.
Is it?
This soundtrack is so good.
Is it? I was about to say, is it that good? Got it. Okay, I was about to say I will let that one pass. Because you're talking about music, not food. Yep. Oh no, I dodge when I can. I believe it's called a... This was a blue...
I got you. I got you.
I think it was called a blue truffle.
They call it the blue blubber now.
Because there's another version of that monster called Flan.
Oh!
Guess we're all ready.
Oh, blue triple.
Slow.
Either way, it's gonna die like the rest. Yeah. But I fought worse. Yep. I don't have a bot, so... Okay. Alright. Well, I'm gonna be ending it soon anyway, so... Alright, man. Enjoy your game. You too. Oh my god. Ah! And he was on his own. Been a while since I've been by myself. Oh, cool. Leveled up. Ah, of course, there's another one. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's about it. Thank you all for watching. This has been Vegas Bear 92. Reminding all of you that I do have a donation thing down below. You gotta scroll down to see it, but it's there if you want to help support the stream. And thank you to Taro, Mekumon, and even Trolli for showing up. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with Street Fighter.